Frank S. Robinson is a 1970 graduate of NYU Law School and served at the New York Public Service Commission as staff counsel and then administrative law judge until retiring in 1997. He is the author of 8 books, including Albany's O'Connell Machine, Children of the Dragon, and The Case for Rational Optimism. Robinson is a professional coin dealer and is married to the poet Therese Broderick. Together they have a daughter, Elizabeth. Frank's wife, Therese L. Broderick, MFA, has lived the sweet life of a poet for more than 2 decades. Her poems have been published widely in several formats and have won awards both locally and beyond. She lives in Albany with her optimistic husband, 2 fat cats, and a disheveled garden. Together, Frank and Therese both took the stage at the 2024 WordFest open mic at the Sand Lake Center for the Arts.
Here's the trick to playing chicken. You just don't swerve ever. The other guy will always swerve first. You've got to be crazier than the other guy. And if the other guy is crazier than you and doesn't swerve, and you wind up killed in a fiery crash, so be it. Some of you may know that my wife, Therese, has been on a big metaphor project. So I thought I should write a poem with a metaphor theme. Now, I should say, she's not keen on rhyme, and this poem does have a little bit of rhyme in it. See if you could spot the rhymes. A metaphor is not a semaphore. Bet the store is a metaphor. A sophomore might settle for, but not an editor who steps ashore and through a corridor in Singapore or Ecuador to get a whore and see a matador fight a dinosaur or else a minotaur or other predator or carnivore beneath a sycamore. So sings the troubadour, draining the reservoir of rhymes for metaphor, so to underscore the last word, nevermore. When my wife turned 60, she wrote something about entering her 60th decade, and when I pointed out the error there, we both had a good laugh. So I wrote this poem. It's a little bit sort of science fiction-y. It's entering your 60th decade. June 7th, 2549. Your 60th decade. What a big milestone in your life's grand parade. When you've lived this long, your descendants have grown into a vast throng. On all their birthdays, do you phone? And do they all phone you? But each has grandmas in the thousands, too. Still, you've got memories galore. Remember that old planet of your first emergence? Recall the time before the Great Convergence, when people were made of flesh and bone, and each one had a mind alone. And do you remember as well your earliest mate, for whom the immortality pill came just too late? Remember me? Perchance you must, whose bones long since have turned to dust. One more. Title is We. Oh God, your sea is so vast and my boat is so small. This was the ancient sailor's prayer in the face of unforgiving nature, which brought us naked to this world with nothing but our two bare hands and a mass of gray stuff in our skulls, driven by a quest for knowledge, squeezing it like blood from stones, and making us from naked animals into veritable gods with our fate in our own hands, by toil and strife, with gritted teeth, up from Stygian caves we've climbed by our bootstraps into light. Yes, the sea is vast indeed, and our boats are very small. But with that gray stuff in our skulls, with our courage, hopes, and dreams, our eyes to the horizon, and our faces to the wind, we set out upon our journey.
So this is an inverted haiku, meaning 757. I wrote after the total eclipse, which is kind of an inverted, moon to sun. The sun moves heaven and earth to woo back the moon. One last embrace in the dark. And this next one is called Witnessing, and I'd like to thank Tim Verhagen for his advice on making improvements, which really helped a lot. Witnessing. The Comedy Central star who's joked around with presidents and hip-hop legends bursts into tears this evening for all the world to see because he whimpers. Dipper, his beloved three-legged dog, whom he rescued and nursed to health, and would often unleash backstage to play with presidents and hip-hop legends, passed away yesterday in peace. Now I recall the just war John waged with politicians, so first responders in Manhattan with petrified lungs would never be left to mourn alone, unseen, abandoned like beasts. Those heroes who walked his studio halls would crouch to offer the celebrity puppy their tenderest grenade-scarred faces, to lick and lap and warm and laugh along with. And this is for my daughter's 30th birthday. Today I lift off the small marble lid of the trinket box your father gave me, 8-sided and inlaid with 3 pink petals. Nestling there is the tuft of mink brown hair snipped from your neckline when you were 2. Each glossy strand weighing less than a cat's whisker. The tuft has kept its 2 curlicues softer than clover blossoms, spiraling krill, petit fleurons. Bien sûr, I've also held on to the ultrasound photo taken at 11:09 a.m., 2 weeks before your birth. And I've safely tucked away Miss Piggy, your booties, the first book on trucks you recited front to back. Mm-hmm. But every January 31st at 4:22 p.m., it's this precious, precious cash I seek out, brush my cheek upon. Strands fresh as the decade that's unfurling today just for you. Mm.